Hey everybody, obviously Pastor Kevin here, just wanted to touch bases with you. This is our pilot project of putting stuff online. As you know, the world has changed it quite a bit, and I'm just going to read something that we're going to mail out to all of you in hard copies as well as post this online about what's happening here at Libya Assembly of God and how we're responding to this COVID-19 virus. So let me just read to you what I've written, and we'll talk a little bit more about it when I'm done. As you are well aware, our world has changed yet again. The leadership team met last night to discuss, pray, and to decide what our response to the COVID-19 virus would be. Even though this is a difficult decision, we believe it's wise to suspend all on-site ministries of LAOG effective immediately beginning today, March 17th. This includes all of our regular and specially planned events during our ministry week. Our Sunday ministry time will be in an online format only. If you are not currently able to be connected in this way, please let us know and we'll do whatever we can to help you. Technology can be our friend in this difficult time. This decision is made from an abundance of love and compassion for those around us. More than 40% of our congregation is in the at-risk category due to age, immunity, or respiratory issues. Gathering together increases that risk significantly. The National CDC strongly recommended no meeting of more than 50 people, and our government officials are recommending no more than 10 people meeting together. Response to this virus is wide-ranging and constantly changing. We're trying to be the best stewards of the information presented to us, and it could change any day on a daily basis. This circumstance presents us with a challenge in ministry. How can we minister the love of Jesus without coming together corporately? While the world has changed, God has not. We fully trust in His ability to strengthen, keep, and sustain us, and even grow us in this difficult time. Ministry will look a little bit different for this season, but it is also an opportunity for God to use His church in new and wonderful ways. There will be no on-site ministry taking place in group formats. That does not mean ministry will not happen. You have heard me say 100 times that this building is the facility and we are the church. Acts chapter 2 verses 42 to 46 describe the New Testament church in a way that is untraditional to us 21st century Americans. In verse 42 it says, "And they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, in the breaking of bread and in prayers. Then great fear came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were done through the apostles. Now all who believed were together and had all things in common, and sold their possessions and goods, and divided them among them all, as anyone had need. So continuing daily in one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house, they ate their food with gladness and simplicity of heart, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to the church daily those who were being saved." Perhaps during this season, God is taking us back to our roots. Ministry is experiencing life transformation through Jesus. Connecting is walking in relationship with Jesus and His people, and growing is simply maturing in our faith. All of these things can happen in our modified format as well. If you will make them a priority, they will happen. I preached a sermon a few weeks ago about asking God what your part in ministry would be personally. I had no idea that would ever happen, what would happen in our world. Turns out we get to put all of these things into practice sooner rather than later. What will this look like? Group ministry is postponed in its traditional format. We will not be hosting live group gatherings at the church until things change for the positive. Sundays will be streamed online at 10:30 a.m. in a variety of formats so everyone can find some way to participate. Invite someone over and have church together as we gather online. The church office will maintain its regular hours and will be a good clearinghouse for information. Please feel free to call the church at 293-8331. If no one is available, leave a clear message and we will do our best to get back to you. You can stop by anytime the doors are unlocked. Our secretarial office hours are Monday through Thursday, 1 to 5 p.m. Mornings are dedicated to study and preparation, but there's usually staff available to answer questions from 9:30 to 12 as well. Livy Assembly of God Facebook and our website at www.livychurch.com and other social media will be used extensively for communications. Please join us in this effort. We will have teams of people calling to convey this information as well, and we will use additional media technologies to help keep us all connected as we can. How should we respond? Well, do these things. First, pray. Pray for the stop of the spread of this virus and for all those who are directly affected. Second, pray for leaders on all levels, national, state, local, and church. We need wisdom and discernment because none of us have been through this before. And third, for the body of Christ to shine like a city on a hill. Desperate people are looking for hope, and we have it. Second thing you can do is reach out. Here's your chance to make great connections with others around you. Check on those who the Lord brings to your mind. Check on neighbors, old friends, and your church family. We're all in this thing together, and God will be with us through it. Ministry has been squarely placed in the hands of every believer. Share testimonies of God's goodness with each other. Be Christ's hands extended to those around you. Pray, call, text, email, and if you're well, go visit each other. Use your church directory for prayer and potential contacts as the Lord directs you. Thirdly, give. If you have extra and your neighbor has none, consider sharing some of what you have and blessing them. It's also an incredibly great way to demonstrate the love of Christ. Support local businesses when you can, as these circumstances will affect our small businesses far more dramatically than our large businesses. And of course, continue to support ministry both here and abroad. All of the missionaries I've talked to and heard from are in a very similar situation as us all over the world. You can give to LAOG online through PayPal at our website, mail your tithes or offerings to Post Office Box 1506, or stop by anytime the office is open. Here's a few things we don't want you to do in this interim time. Don't spend your time griping or complaining. We're all affected by this, and none of us has walked through this before. Grace is the operative word. If I want grace for my shortcomings, I must give grace for others. Another thing not to do, don't gossip. It's a sin specifically mentioned in the Word. Imperfect people will do imperfect things. We are called to protect our brothers and sisters, not exploit them. Don't help us by filling in details which you don't know the answers to. Wait for info to be released or check with the office before passing on questionable information. And don't wait for someone to discover your need. If you need something, physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally, let your needs be known. There are people who may be waiting for the opportunity to minister and serve you. If you need prayer, ask for it. You can't read your mind, and the devil uses this often to bring about discouragement and disconnectedness. Don't let him get a foothold. I could write to you much more, but please stay in communication with LAOG. We're not capable of doing everything perfectly, but we are committed to do all that we can to help you in this difficult time. I love you deeply, and with great faith in these moments, we are believing the church to rise up and for God to use us in victory. And I appreciate your willingness to be flexible. Everything's changed. And we hope it's for a short season, but we don't know the outcome. What we do know is we have a God we can always count on, and He always cares, and He'll always be with us. He said He would never leave us or forsake us. So we're going to do a bunch more video updates in the future, and some of them aren't going to be serious. They're going to be goofy and funny. Why? Because we need to laugh too. And some of them will try to convey as effectively as we can what's currently taking place in that situation. But you need to know we love you, we care deeply about you, we want you to stay connected. Being connected is one of the biggest priorities of our church. So connect with God, connect with each other, and we're going to have to do it in a different format, and it'll be all right, and God will be with us. Thanks, and God bless you.